I'm here tonight with Barb, and we're old friends and known you since you were a little girl and all that sort of thing, didn't you?
Yeah, no, true. I remember your dad in the butter factory.
Yes.
And your mum used to say, if you could swear anymore, I'll paddle your ARSE.
Yeah, no, it was memories of going up to the Marraware with Mum in the car, swimming and things like that, didn't we, of a night time?
Yeah, and we went down, Vi came with us, and we met Edie Coughlin.
Yes.
I think it was John Bennett and Tom, was it? And they rode through the house before it was open.
Oh, gee, I remember that now.
Yeah, and we met them down at, it was Gold.
Gillespie's Beach.
Yeah, Gillespie's Beach. And we stayed with, the two guys that were out.
Yes.
Where Lou Parky's place was.
Yeah.
We stayed with them the night. It was a great night. Yeah.
I vaguely remember about that horse trek and things, and they come right through the Haas, through the Haas cattle track and right on through here.
Yeah, before it was opened. Yeah. So your mum came down. So I had a good photo somewhere where we were sitting on the beach.
But the Mulligan name is an Irish name, of course, isn't it?
Yes.
And do you got many memories of your grandfather at all?
I never knew my grandfather ever. He was dead before we were born.
Yeah.
Even my mum never met him.
No.
Yeah, but he worked up the Globe.
Yeah.
And I always remember Anne Johnson telling me that she used to live up Blacks Point, and she said she'd see him bike into town, and he was very upright, straight man. And one of the stories she told me, this is the one I love, that old Tilly Bell, she used to bike up to her cabin up at the Marraware Springs, and Anne said she used to wear shorts, and back in those days ladies didn't wear shorts, so all the kids used to line up on the domain up at Blacks Point and watch Miss Bell bike past in her shorts, and then she said we'd line up and watch. She biked up there on the Friday and biked home on the Sunday.
Yeah. So
isn't that amazing?
And shitty old roads too, wouldn't they?
And guys used to go up, ride their horses up for balls and dances, didn't they?
Yeah.
Same with Mary Jiggs.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was interviewing Buck, he talked about Borrell riding up to the head of the Waitāhu, walking over the mountains and going to a dog trial, you know?
Yes, we used to ride up the Waitāhu.
Yes, up to
the Montgomery. Yeah. But,
so you've got an older brother, Johnny Mulligan, and he's pretty famous for mining and that in Reefton area.
Yeah, he was, but Johnny unfortunately had an accident, and he's been gone a long time now. But no, he was in mines with Mike.
Yes.
And he had these bright ideas, and some people used to think, oh, he's a bit over the top, but they came to fruition later on.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was really way ahead of his time. Yeah.
Methods of extraction you're talking about.
Yeah, different ideas. Yeah. They were really into it. They enjoyed their mining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mulligan's mine is, part of the Reefton history, isn't it?
Well, Dad lost his mine in the earthquake.
Right.
And I can remember we were at home, and anyhow the guys were trying to pull the gear.
Yes.
Because they didn't want to lose their pumps and everything. Yes. And at 9 o'clock on the second day, they went out, but man, did they come home. They said there was like a freight train coming through, and no, they lost that. So Dad went back to his carpentering, which he'd done years before. Yeah.
And he built some of the state farmhouses around, didn't he?
Yeah, and schoolhouses.
Yes.
Schoolhouses. No, he built quite a bit. But I remember that the next morning of the earthquake, Mike was deputy at the Dauntless mine. Yes. And he went out, but he was the only one there.
Out to the Dauntless,
Yeah, because the deputy used to do about an hour, 2 hours before the men went down. Yeah, so he come home and he said, oh, it's no be at work. So.
Oh, yeah. So nobody
couldn't blame them.
No. Too many other things happening, isn't there?
Yeah.
Good. And so you've got a younger brother.
Yeah, Peter. He lives in Auckland.
Oh, yes, yeah.
He was Lane Walker's factory here. Yeah, and then he went to Christchurch to run that, but changed in the end to Dean's. Yeah, so his son Corey's manager now of Dean's factory. Yeah, so they're still all in the trade.
So you get down to Reefton now and again?
He was down last weekend.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I bet he loved it too, eh?
He does. He loves going over seeing old Hercs and catching up on all the news over there.
And seeing how the town's looking too, isn't it?
It's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, no, there's a big bonus for that man buying up all the old buildings and smarting them up, isn't it?
Yeah, but I find now a lot of people my age have shifted into town.
Yes.
And they're joining like craft and art and the organisations, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really quite good. Yeah.
So that's some of your hobbies, Barb?
Yes. Yeah. That was one thing about Reefton. Everything is just within walking distance
Yes.
or short distance.
Yes.
And if you want it, there's a lot you can go to.
Yeah.
And good prices.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm in the craft club and I'm in the AMP Society, and we've got a really neat art class up here.
Yes.
Go to Tai Chi.
Yes.
As I said, there's plenty if you want it.
Good
Yeah.
on you. But one of my earlier memories of you was working in the exchange up the post office up there. Hey, what age were you there when you were there, Barb?
16.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
That's one of your
yeah.
first jobs.
No, I went to Hotel Reefton for a wee while.
Did you?
And I'll tell you what.
Who was there with you then? Because Adie worked there a little
Well,
bit.
Mrs. Bevan and,
Yes.
and what was his name? They were the boss.
Yes.
And I'll tell you who used to come in for tea was the judge from the old courthouse.
Oh, yes.
That was still going then.
Yes.
Yeah. Going back a while.
It is. So
Yeah.
now we're in the early 60s, really, aren't we?
Yes, yeah. So I did about 4 months and then got the job in the post office and
Yes.
started off in Telegraph.
Yes.
And Jim Thompson and Rex Blyther, who are still here,
Yeah.
they were on the Morse code,
Oh, yes.
which you soon learned the Morse code,
Yes.
listen to them tap it out. And it was quite funny. We had a real good snowfall. And poor old Wally Bissett.
That's 64 now, I suppose, wasn't it?
It probably would have been.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, Wally Bissett was the post boy.
Right.
Well, the mail had to go through, so I
Yeah.
had to go home and get my horse. And take it up, and poor old Wally got on. I thought, oh my God, you're going to squash my horse.
Oh, it's true.
And so the mail went through with Wally on the horse. Yeah.
So I think that snowfall was a good 19
was.
inches, wasn't it?
Yeah,
If
it
you
was.
remember.
It was a heavy one. It
Yeah.
was really heavy. But as I said, the mail and the telegraphs and everything went
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, so...
Because you couldn't ride a bike around it and it'd be too far to walk, wouldn't it?
Oh, no, but I'll tell you what, I worked in the telephone exchange
Yes.
after that, and in a storm, I'm not kidding, I was up at Blacks Point Museum last weekend and saw one of the old boards up there, you know, with all the shutters on. You might have 100 shutters on each board.
Gotcha.
And when there was lightning, it had come and it had dropped about half your shutters.
Oh, I see.
And then you couldn't work out who was ringing for you and who wasn't. And then you were always in trouble because you didn't answer quick enough.
Yes.
But if they could have seen that what was happening at the other end,
You mentioned the Morse code there.
Yeah.
Did you have to put that in? Because we had party numbers, didn't we? In there?
Yep, we did. Yeah, I still can remember it too.
Yeah,
'cause you
yeah.
used it that
It sticks in
often.
your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, because there was big party lines out to Cronadon and down Merriwitty Way and that. They were big party lines.
What was the code for M?
M was 2 longs.
2 longs,
Yeah, because my number at home was 97M.
Yeah. And S?
S, 3 shorts.
Yeah. No, that was a
quite
unique
interesting.
thing. Ours was 360M, yeah, so you
Oh, yes,
remember
that'd
it
be
from
2
way back.
longs. Yeah.
And I think we're on a party line with Johnson's. Oh, no, they were 180 something or
Oh,
other.
it
Yeah.
wasn't the same party line.
No, down there. So we were on with Banks's, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a post office out at Cronadon too, wasn't
right,
there? This
yeah.
woman run that post office out there. Merriwitty there was too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden it all amalgamated up, didn't it?
yeah, we went all sort of, way ahead of ourselves, didn't we?
Yes.
Do you remember old George Wilmington? He was
Yes.
the supervisor. And Keith Holland,
Yes,
he was postmaster.
that's right.
And there was another one there, Marshall, Chapin Marshall. He was there too when I was there.
Now, Keith's son Brian was about my age and we used to knock
Oh,
around
yeah,
a bit,
would be too.
And
Yeah.
Thompson's son was Kim, and he
Oh, that's
he-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it worked.
Going back a bit.
Yeah.
But the town was different too, wasn't it? Like
Yes.
the
Yeah.
kids played outside, whereas you could walk around the streets and there'd be ball games going on and everything, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
And now I walk the dog and I hardly see a kid playing out on the street.
No, they got the computers and the
Yeah.
laptops, haven't they?
I
and all that?
remember all our tadpoling up the hill.
Yeah.
Used to
up
go
on
up the hill and tadpole and
Yes.
used to do lots of things.
So go back to your horses now. You had a couple of horses yourself?
Oh, we raced
Not
a couple
racing
of
ones,
horses.
but
I know I had old Blondie.
Yes.
Yeah, I had her for years. But it was really good because over in the Wairohe Valley, there was no farms or state farms like there is now,
Yep.
and it was just wide open,
Yes.
you know, bit of bracken and
Yes.
broom and all that. And Buck Anderson and Huey Blackadder, they had a big roundup. We were allowed to help when we were kids.
Yes.
They had a big roundup out there for 2 days and
Yes.
brought in a whole lot of, and put them in the station sale, you know, the sale
Yes.
yards there. And then they broke in some horses.
Did they?
And us kids got given a horse each from
Did you?
out there.
So
yeah.
Blondie didn't come from that lot, did she?
Yeah, she did.
Did
She
she?
came, I've got a good picture of it somewhere.
Yeah.
And broken in. Yeah.
Ah,
I
so
think I
she
used
she
to
was like,
borrow a horse before that.
yeah, she's like a Brumby out there, if you like, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
and then
yeah.
they rounded them up and
Yeah.
fetched them in.
But I'll tell you how good Reefton is. And
You
kids
know, that's
then-
triggered a memory because I know that roundup in my head.
Can you see it?
I
Oh,
can
was
see
a
it. They
big
come down
one.
over that bloody hill of
Yeah,
lather, a
it's
sweat,
a
steam,
big
and all that.
weekend.
Yeah, and
oh,
into the yards they went. Yeah,
really important weekend. But I'll tell you how good Reefton is and kids up on the hills walking round. We were out the Waidahu and Dale was riding her horse Fern, which
Yes.
she got given from
Yes.
that lot. Anyhow, we're riding along, she disappeared. And there must have been an old mine hole
Oh.
full of water. And there was bracken all around it. Well, we were panicking flat out because here's this horse floundering down in this hole.
Yes,
Well, there were some boys up on the hill
yeah,
looking down in the Kanani Valley.
yes,
They ran and got Dale's father,
yes.
and he came out, and we actually got that horse out alive.
Yeah,
You wouldn't credit it, would you, that these boys were up the hill, you see?
they just spotted it and seen the
Yeah,
action.
yeah, they saw something was going on that wasn't right. Yeah.
So, but it would have been a shaft, and it must have been
she
fairly
was
deep.
just- yeah, well, the horse couldn't stand on her feet or anything. She was just floundering in this.
Yes.
And we were trying to hook a rope under it.
Yes, to
Hold
get
her
it.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was, it just goes to show, though, that kids would sort of wander around the hills and do all those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hell all right. You should have heard us.
I bet you did. But Dale was able to climb up the side and get out.
Yeah, she did. She must have jumped off,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think.
jumped off in the
yeah,
horse
because
went.
she didn't go down in it. Yeah.
So, if you remember, was the depth of the shaft fairly
We
deep?
never ever found out
Yeah.
because it was just her father come out and they must have got ropes and hauled it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can remember thinking, thank goodness those kids were up the hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because by the time you go for help, then it's too late. The bloody horse would be exhausted.
But as I said, like, you had the whole area out there was yours to do what you liked with.
Kanini, that's what they called it,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Kanani over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we used to ride them up to Big River.
Yes. That'd be
Good
good.
old days.
Yeah, it'd be a good ride away up to there.
Yeah, it was.
Like Mike was in the Mines Rescue, wasn't he? And you
Yes.
would have played a big important part of that too, wouldn't you?
Well, the guys, yeah, they did a lot of training all the time for that, you know.
Yes.
But it was hard going, the Mines Rescue, wasn't it? You know that.
Mm.
Yeah, especially when it was your mate.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody you knew.
Like you do know them, don't you? You train
do.
with them and all
Yeah,
that sort of thing. Yeah.
No, you do know.
But
them.
you as a woman supporting Mike, it's not easy either, is it? So,
No, but you have to be there.
yeah.
And also he was sort of horse racing, so that kept us
Yeah.
busy.
Mm.
I'm just trying to think. There was a lot of committees and things, wasn't there, you know, years ago that I think one night he said to me, I got 2 meetings tonight. He said, I've just got to get out of something.
Yes.
You know, because in a small town you can often be in too much,
Yes.
can't you?
Get involved, yeah.
Yeah. But anyhow, I've always loved Reefton, and someone said to me, have you always stayed in Reefton?
Oh, yeah, but they don't know.
And I
that-
said, yes, sometimes they undo the gate and let me out, you know. I meant it. But I mean, you're
Yeah.
not. Like, it's got a lot to offer, really,
It
Reefton,
is,
isn't it?
it
Like,
is.
got beautiful scenery, beautiful rivers,
Yes.
plenty to do.
So talking about opening the gate, did you and Mike travel overseas a bit?
Oh, yeah, we did a couple of cruises and,
Did you? Yeah.
yeah, and Aussie a few times. And,
Lovely.
yeah.
So you had a boy in Aussie too, didn't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I lost that boy in Australia. He
Did you?
was 25 and he was working, it was actually a New Zealand mining company he was working for.
Right.
And no, he got killed in a mine at Monument.
Monument, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a gold mine or a coal mine?
Oh, but he loved mining too. It sort of seems
Yeah.
to get in people's blood, doesn't it? Yeah. Because it's sort of a lot in our family. We're in mining. Yeah, a lot in our family.
So that's the older boy, Sean, is it?
Yes, yeah.
And then the next one's Rob, is it?
Yeah, Rob. He's a detective, so
Oh, okay, yes.
yeah. So
In New Zealand?
yes, yeah, Christchurch.
Mm.
Yeah, Rory's farming. He's a dairy farmer.
Yes.
And then Leslie's in Australia.
Leslie?
Yeah, she works for HR. She does HR.
Yes.
So she's in Springfield Lakes over there, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's lovely there.
Yeah.
And then we've got Katie.
Katie here, yeah.
Yeah.
She keep you entertained? Yeah. Good.
Yeah, who we have a lot of fun with.
Katie, you've been in Reefton all your life too, have you?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Good on you.
Right there.
Good.
Good place, isn't it, Kate?
To come back to Reefton, we see it all progressing and things like that. We've got the race course that's going to continue again.
I know.
Isn't it? Yeah.
We got rid of the rubbish.
Yes, yeah, that's another one, isn't it?
Happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I was really sort of a bit uptight about the race course because years ago, the guys didn't contract anything. They did it all themselves.
Yes.
And I reckon every Christmas holiday was ruined by guys having to do race courses. And like there was Kenny Gray, Mike and Wilson Hampton.
Yes.
And they worked their backsides off.
Yeah.
You know, they really, really did. And there was hours and hours and hours spent down there.
Yes.
And they were very committed. They were very committed. And I mean, they were good race days. They were big days. And you had a lot of people come from away, and Reefton had a pretty good name, which hopefully we'll get back to.
Yes.
Yeah. But, no, so I'm really, really thrilled that we are keeping the race course. And I'm really pleased we got rid of the rubbish too.
Yes, yes. Let them put that somewhere else, isn't it?
I think that was a marvellous meeting. 253 people to turn up to a meeting.
Yes.
I mean, that's brilliant, eh?